Guys, welcome back to Art with Abigail. I'm outside today like last time, but the birds are a little more chirpy today, so sorry if you hear them. Okay, let's get started with today's project. We'll be making some surprise art. So, first, we're going to want to gather our materials. Today's materials, which you might not have at home, so you can, so there's some ways that you can do this without the exact materials. So first, I'm using these daughters. They're pretty cool. I have 3. I have 1 more, but I'm not using it because the color doesn't quite work. And if you do not have these, you can use a marker, a fat marker, and make a dot. Okay, this is going to be pretty fun. So I'm going to set these to the side. Okay, and then I have some nice Scotch tape, which will be coming in handy. I have some glue. I don't even know where it is. I got some scissors. And then I got some purple color paper, some purple and violet. Those are what I colors. And then I also have this black pen, and a pinkish purple pen. So I'm going to put this to the side. And then I have a bunch of tissues. Not quite sure what I'm doing with these yet, but I know I'm going to use them. And then I have a bunch of advertisements. And you're saying, what is she going to do with advertisements? Well, we're about to find out. So let's get on with the project. Okay, now time to start the project. So first thing, if you're working on something nice like I am, I recommend protecting your surface. So that's where newspaper and advertisements come in handy. I'm going to use this to secure my area so that I do not get anything on it, no stains or anything. I got my pen, so got that. Okay. So now that we did that, we're gonna grab our, oh yeah, you can grab any colored papers you like, but I recommend a darker one and a lighter one. So we're gonna start off with our darker one. So set that in front of you. We're gonna start off by taking one of our pens and very lightly coloring a big heart in the middle, like that. Now, I'm going to set that to the side, over there. Okay, now I'm going to take some tissues. I don't know if I grabbed enough or just grabbed a lot, but now I'm thinking it does not look like a lot. Okay, anyways, so now I'm going to take my tissue and lay it out in front of me. I do not know if you can see that, so let's see. So you're going to take that. I just adjusted the camera, so you should be able to see it a little better now. I know you can't see it perfectly, but I'll make sure you're able to see, okay? So first, we're going to start by taking our first tissue. And there's a line down the middle, and we're just going to try to tear our best on that. But, of course, it's not going to be perfect. Okay, so now, take your daughter's marker and take the cap off. And then I recommend testing it on your newspaper. I don't know if you can see that, how it made a dot right. I'll put it right here. It made like a dot right. Oh, that is a strong dot. I'm gonna put actually my tissue under that because I realize that is not what it's supposed to do. Unless I shook it too much. Okay, now I'm gonna take my half and I'm just gonna try to, I don't know, get it nice and colorful. So I'm gonna do that on here. Now you're not gonna be able to see it perfectly. I'm gonna add some dots, like so. Just gonna put some lines. Okay, that's about enough. Now I'm gonna do this and be careful because you might get some stuff on you. Okay, I'm gonna set that right here for now. Okay, now next one. And I'm gonna take my purple daughter and I'm gonna put the lid on it like so and put that to the side. Okay, Now, red. I mean blue. Yeah, I'm looking at the red one. Okay, I did not shake this one, hoping it's not going to be as liquidy, but there we go. And yeah, so when you're using these are on marker, I really strongly recommend putting newspaper under you, because it really goes through tissues. Like, it really does. Okay, now I'm going to scrumple up that into a ball and set that to the side. I got these two. I set the maybe somewhere where you can see them like that. Okay, and last but not least, last but not least, we have red. And I just like that. I was trying not to. Okay. Take it and spots. And just so you know, since this is a surprise art, everything I showed you is not the only stuff that we're going to be using. Like, I showed you tape, we're going to be using more than everything I showed you. We're going to be using surprise stuff. And if you don't have it at home, I'm sure there'll be a way for you to use something close enough. Now, I'm just going to fly it up. And there. So now I'm going to set these to the side. Put the cap on this. And take these and set them right over here. Like so. Okay, I'm going to set these. Okay, now I'm going to take my purple, or violet is what I'm going to be calling it, violet piece of paper, and I'm going to fold it in half. So, hot dog style. So, try to make it even as possible, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. That was for the fold. Okay, now I'm going to unfold it. And now I'm going to fold it the other way. Like so. Great. So now it's been folded both ways. And maybe just straighten those seams a little bit. And then I'm going to set that down for a minute. Like so. Okay. And that. Now, I'm going to take my reddish, purple, pinkish pen. Not red. Never mind that. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to draw some flowers. But you can draw whatever you like. And if you chose to use different colored pieces of paper, you can use different colored pieces of pen. This is kind of like a marker pen, so not exactly just a pen. Just keep that in mind. So these are terrible flowers, if I say so myself. So yeah. So that is what I drew. Okay, now I'm going to take my purple spotter and I'm going to color each petal in with a dot of purple. I might end up actually just filling this whole flower in because I messed up, you know? Art isn't perfect, so it's fine if you messed up. Okay, like so, there we go, and then, there. Okay, now I'm going to fill this one in too because it probably look better once they're all filled in. Okay, I'm going to set that over here. Great. Now I'm going to take my last tissue. I'm going to dab some of the extra juice off. Great. looks, okay? Okay, now I'm going to take the cap for this, and I'm going to screw it on. And then I'm going to take these two, and I'm going to put random dots all around. And I'll show you once I'm done. Okay, I'm all done with that. So now I'm going to take my tissue, and I'm going to go over that a little bit just to make sure that it's not juice. And I just realized I did not put the cap on this. Okay, where is my cap? Oh, okay. So that's what it looks like. So on the camera, I don't know if you can tell, but this red actually looks like a really nice pink. Oh, red drop. Okay. Now I'm gonna do this like so, and I'm gonna fold it in. All right. Now we're gonna come back to that, and we're gonna focus on this. Looks kind of boring, right? Well, we're gonna make it unboring. So we're gonna take these tissues, and we're going to actually let's not do that yet. Let's take some tape about this much. I didn't really measure. Just grabbed some. Okay, so I'm gonna take my tissue and I'm gonna set the tape there. I'm gonna unfold it, and then I'm gonna take it and pinch it in the middle. Then I'm gonna kind of do that like I'm making a rose. Then I'm gonna take my tape and tape it at the bottom, so you can see that, and it's like that. Great. And then it's not gonna stay as a rose, or if you made it like I did, it's not gonna stay as a rose. So we're gonna take our glue, take the cap off, and we're going to take it and put a little drop. Can you see this? And I put a little drop right in the middle, like so. Set that down. And I'm going to take the edge and kind of try to stick it on. And then I'm just going to keep doing this till it looks like a rose. A blue rose, that is. Blue and white. And then like so. Okay. And then I'm going to repeat this with the rest of these. This one and this one. And then the one I used to help absorb, I think I'm gonna do that with this one too, okay? And I will come back once I do that. So I would just like to say one more thing. I'm actually not done. I got the purple one done, the blue one, but I'm gonna show you something for the red one. If you're having a hard time pinching it, scrolling it up, and then taping it, here's something that will probably be a little easier. So when you unfold it, set it down, fold it up, and then pinch it at the bottom, and then kind of do this. Okay, take your tape, set that down for a minute, take my tape, and then you know how I was pinching it, and take it, and we'll just wrap the tape around it, like so. Okay, and now I'm gonna take my flower, or rose looking thing. It's not exactly a rose flower, but it's looking like one. And then I'm just gonna take that and I'm going to glue it into place, looking like a rose. I'm supposed to put the glue in there, pull that down, yeah, and then take like that. And then voila. Okay, now I have all 3 done. And I decided against doing this one as one. 3 rose looking things is enough. Now I'm going to grab the lid, put it on my glue bottle, and then we're moving on to the next step. Now I'm going to go back to my dark piece of paper, and I'm going to cut that heart out. And if that's a little hard for you, which is going to be a little hard for me, I am going to actually not cut along the lines. I'm going to cut around it. So instead of cutting on the lines, I'm going to cut around it. Can you see how much I'm leaving? That's about how much you're going to want to do if you don't want to cut directly on the lines. And then it's your choice. So I'll come back once I'm done with that, and we're going to the next step. So I just cut this out like so. Okay. So now I think I need to tell you the first thing of what this is, because it's kind of hard to keep a secret because I feel like I keep giving it away. This is going to be a fun way to say thank you to your friends or your mom. This is kind of like a bit of a Mother's Day thing too, because you're saying thank you. This could be to your mother for Mother's Day, but it already happened. So, well, let's just get this. Let's get this done. Cool. Okay, let's start again. So now this thing should be able to stand up like that. So it's standing up like this if you can't see it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take my heart, and I'm going to put it like this. Then I'm going to do that on the back. And then I'm going to do this, and then I'll show you what I did. Okay, so I took my heart. I laid it down on the back, and I measured how far both of these sides come out. And I came up with this. So when I had my heart down, I put a line on each side, but I had my heart perfect. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pink, and I'm going to take the black line, and I'm going to pull it up like that. I'm going to try to make it straight or on an straight as possible. And okay, now it's scissor time. So, see where the pink is? I'm going to put a little snip right along the top of that on both sides. Okay, now I have a little snip right here and a little snip right here. Now I'm going to take it like this, and I'm going to put my scissors inside of the snip on one side, and I'm going to follow the straight line across from where I bent it. And I'm going to try to make that line as even as possible. Okay, now there should be like this, and it should still be able to stand up on the other side like so. Okay, now I'm going to take my heart and put it underneath and see if it can count. If it can, that's perfect, just what we were looking for. Okay, now we're going to take our heart. We're going to take our nice markerish pen, and we're going to write 2 words on it. You can write it in bubble letters. You can write it normal. You can write it in cursive. You can write it in manuscript. Write it however you want. Manuscript is also just normal print. I'm going to write it in manuscript. Oh no, I forgot to tell you what we're writing. Well, I'm guessing you can guess by what we're making. We're writing thank you. And I know it looks backwards, but that's because of the camera and everything else. So I'm going to set that down, and I'm going to take this. And then I'm kind of going to outline it, but not outline it. So I guess I'll do it and just let you see what I did. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? I don't know if you can, but I'm taking pink and trying to kind of go around it, the letters. But you can do whatever you want. Like I said, this is just a fun way to say thank you to a friend. Or a family member, or anyone, really. So, I'm done with that. And then if you want to add like little hearts around it, you can. I'll add one in pink. Like so, just right above the T. Maybe one by the U. Great. Okay. So it should look like that, or however you wanted it to look. I'm gonna grab my purple flower because it fell. Little flower looking thing. Okay, now I'm gonna go grab a few more things for the surprise. And I'll be right back, and then we're gonna make this awesome. So let's do it. So what I grabbed was a clothespin. I grabbed it because it's all broken. So what I did was I pulled these apart, took the metal bracket out, and now what I'm gonna do is have right here cut off. I'm going to have a professional do this because we're gonna be using a saw and I do not want to get hurt. So please ask an adult to help you if you are using a similar method or using anything. If you have popsicle sticks, feel free to use those too. Yeah, feel free to use popsicle sticks, pencils, probably not a pencil though, or whatever you can find. So, okay, I'm gonna get this cut and then I'm gonna come back. Nice. You're gonna clean the edges up a little bit and then I'm going to, got it cut. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my glue and I'm going to take the skinnier end and I'm going to put some glue just like that. Okay, I'm gonna set my glue down. And I'm gonna take the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna stick it on. And I'm gonna let it sit and dry. Great. And I'll be back once it's done drying. And maybe while it's drying, I'll organize my spot oil because it's getting a little messy. I'm having a hard time grabbing things. So I'm gonna do great. I got it all organized up. And now I'm going to let it dry. I put it in the sun hoping it would dry faster. So let's just wait and see what happens. While we let that dry, I actually have something that we can do. So we're gonna take our leftover scraps and we're gonna tear some of it. We're only gonna be using about this area. So, okay. So we're using the darker paper, remember that. And do not tear the other paper. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write in my pink mark paper, I'm gonna write push me up. Like so. And then again, it looks backwards. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to make like a little cloud around it. Like so. And then I'm going to do that again around it, but not as close. I'll show you. Like that. And I'll come back once I'm done. I'm done. So now I'm going to cut around the second layer and I'll come back once I'm done. This is what it turned out like. So now we're just going to wait for that to dry. I'm going to start recycling my papers and putting stuff like these away for now until it's ready. Actually, why don't we take this and maybe and then maybe decorate this a little. So maybe just... like so. Okay, now I'm gonna put these away and I'm gonna recycle my paper and throw out my tissue And then I'll come back once I'm done with that. So let's get that. So this is actually pretty great. This glue is actually pretty much dry, so I'm going to start the next glue thing. So I'm going to take this, take my glue, take it here. I'm going to put a little glue in here like so. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick that on and let that sit and dry too. Okay, so that's it and dry. Turn the back. But they're both dry, which is perfect. So now, how this is gonna work is you're going to open this up like so and put it in like that so it doesn't stick up. And then if you see someone who you need to thank, you can go give this to them. And this is gonna say push me up. So they'll hold it like so and they'll push it up. It's gonna say thank you. And then you can say, oh my gosh, I just want to thank you so much for doing this. And then you can say, I made you these little flowers if you like them. So the roses. So that is how this works. And I think this is pretty cool. If you would like, and I think in the future I might be making more of these little pop-ups. So we'll see. So, goodbye. Hope to see you on my next episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned some cool art and is able to do this at home. I made you something just to show you how much I care about you.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
I love you. I just wanted to say thank you for being the best one in the world. I have one more thing for you.
Oh, thank you, sweet. Oh my gosh. This is so beautiful. Thank you. Oh, you just made my whole day. Thank you, sweetheart. I love you
I love you
so
too.
much. Wow.
I'm glad you appreciate them.
Oh, they're beautiful. I appreciate you.